we'll give it a few seconds to kind of catch up, but actually we're receiving now. So, welcome guys to the Creative Idiocy Podcast. The show that's not really a show, but just two guys talking to microphones for about an hour or so.
Woo!
That's a pretty apt description, right? Like that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, that's the quick and dirty of it.
Podcast. I'm just updating the description here. Perfect. So today we're going to do things a little bit more structured. Like, by structured, I mean we're going to hit random conversation starter and then just kind of go with it. Because I feel like that's probably the best way to do it. So yeah, why not?
Where are you streaming this?
This is being streamed live on YouTube.com.
YouTube.com.
YouTube.com/ I don't know how to get you guys to me. This guy again. Wow, we already have Jeff watching us because, you know, he's.
I found it.
You found it?
It's a stupid picture though.
Just, I'm trying to find one thing, but apparently I can't. I'm just trying to find the live link, so we can spread the word that we're doing a thing.
I got it.
Okay, cool. Good stuff. So, how are we gonna do this here today? You said, like I said, we're just gonna pick a random topic and we're gonna kind of go with it. So, so Mike, hit the button.
I was doing something else.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Would you rather be the smartest moron or the dumbest genius? I think you just answered it.
The smartest what?
The smartest moron or the dumbest genius? I don't really get the question. I don't understand, really, to be honest.
The smartest genius or the dumbest dumb?
You're... All right, then.
I'd rather be the dumbest genius, because that would make me average, and then I could just go back to just life.
Just come back to just life?
Yeah.
The smartest... I'm having a hard time right now.
Really get
oh, no. Okay, there we are. Copy. I'm going to post this on the Facebooks as well. Come join the conversation. I can't spell join because reasons. Okay, there we are. All right, pick one. Pick another thing.
Where? Okay.
Another topic. Yeah. You got this. You got this. We didn't answer the first one because it's dumb. Struggling? Like, are you having a stroke?
Have you ever broken anything?
Plenty of things.
Oh, not stuff. You're on your body.
I've broken cars. I've broken windows.
On your body.
I've broken... My phone screen broke because I threw it out a window. This didn't actually happen. Yeah, I know. I broke my arm once. I got kicked in the arm in Taekwondo, and it like fractured it and stuff. And it was, I didn't realize until the next day when I tried to pick up a book and a pain shot up my arm. And I'm like, huh, that felt weird. And then I tried to pick up the book again and it shot up my arm again. I'm like, I think I may have broken something.
Huh.
That's it. That's how that happened.
Right on.
I mean, that's the way things work, right?
That's right, man.
Mike.
Yeah.
What are some things you shouldn't say at work?
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let me rephrase this. What are the things that you say at work that you really shouldn't?
I really shouldn't.
Well, I mean, kind of in general.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a guy that sits next to me that talks about cutting people a lot. Like, not like, okay, that sounds way worse than I intended. He always gets like, if he's pissed off or something, he's always like, I'll cut you. or he's like, oh my god, fuck this person, I'm gonna cut them. You know what I mean? But
That's still not.
Old guy at work used to ask me to give him mouth kisses and slow dances.
Should we have a Dennis quote of the week until we run out of quotes?
No, he repeated a lot of things.
He did.
Ran out very quickly.
Actually, on that note, tell me the. Do you want to tell me the snowball story?
The snowball story?
Yeah, from Uncle Dinas.
Where'd you hear about that?
You told me the snowball story.
I'm trying to remember the exact points of the snowball story. He was telling me that he went to a party and his wife is high up in the government. So he's at a party with a lot of people who are, I guess, sort of higher up, upper class people. You know. Anyway, really nice party, really classy shindig or whatever. And I guess one of his friends was invited who is not the classiest man in the world. And I guess he was telling the story, this very detailed story about this sexual encounter with this woman that he had. And he's going into grave details, and everyone's just being polite and just standing there kind of, you know, whatever. And I guess halfway through his story, he stops and he looks at one of the guys and he goes, "You know what a snowball is?" But he goes, "No." And the guy just goes, "Anyway, I ate it."
I'm going to ask everyone in the comments, or if you're watching this video for some reason after the fact, just pause the video and search, or don't, what a snowball is.
No, because you're going to get a whole lot of snow. You're going to have to, like, that's an Urban Dictionary search right there. You know, that's...
It's... I only half know what it is, I think, because I'm just not going to go there. Anyway.
Anyway, I ate it.
Anyway, I ate it. I think that should be a thing now. That's absolutely amazing. Your snowball story. I mean, there's tons of things that we say at work. Like, me one day when a guy licked a live wire for the second time in the month, I said out loud, no filter, and was like, "Fuck it, Daryl."
Licked the live wire.
Oh yeah. So I mean, working in tech support, you do get a few of these stories that you can tell from time to time. The one that was most recent is I was working with a guy who was on the roof. Well, actually, he was indoors. He was working with the piece of hardware indoors, and it was giving off a very specific error, saying that there's something not right with the radio, whether the cable wasn't attached or what be it. And I'm like, can I go get you to check that? And he goes upstairs or up on the roof, and I realized he didn't unplug the piece of hardware indoors. So if he hot plugs that cable up on top, it's gonna it's gonna have a problem. It's gonna short it out. It's gonna destroy it, or he might even get shocked. So when he gets up there, I'm like, "Did you unplug the hardware indoors?" And he's like, "No."
No. Don't fucking.
I won't.
My brain was like, he's gonna say
this is funny for someone who's gonna do it. Anyway, so no.
Yeah. So
he says, I can't remember if I unplugged the modem. How do I tell? And I'm like, well, and I said jokingly, I'm like, well, you can lick that cable that's coming off of it. He's like, give me a second. He throws me in his pocket. I'm like, he's not fucking doing this. He goes and he unscrews the cable, sticks it in his mouth, and all I hear is an ouch. And so he comes back to me, and he says, I think it's still plugged in. What do I do? And I stopped. And apparently I facepalmed hard enough that people all around me kind of like heard and were like, what just happened? And I'm like, go downstairs and unplug the fucking thing inside. And he's just like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll do that then. So the problem is that was the second time in a month I had to tell him not to lick a live wire. because it was still plugged in. So I mean, there's tons of things like that working in the tech industry, you get the ID 10Ts, and
The people who have to apologize to the tree that produced the oxygen they just wasted.
I had that comment before too, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that's things that we probably shouldn't say at work. Maybe we'll come back to that. We'll see.
Yeah, things you shouldn't say at work. Just
Mike, tell me about your first car.
my first car. My first car or our first car? Because I didn't get my license until I was like 22. So my first car was the 2003 Honda Accord.
That thing was a beast.
Yeah.
I mean,
It had when I got it, it had bald all season tires. There's no AC, only heat, and it was just I don't know. The thing was just a litany of problems, but it was so much fun. Just to not give a shit. You know what I mean? If you remember the what's it called? The stereo that you had given to me.
Exactly.
That I wired in by cutting stereo wires and electrical taping them together, and then just guessing that it would work, type of thing.
And it did work, except for, wasn't there one thing that was kind of weird with it? Or
No,
it worked fine.
no. Well, there was a thing where it would it didn't have standby power afterwards.
Right.
Yeah. So it wouldn't remember the time, and it wouldn't remember the radio stations that I programmed into it. And then I found out that I had two wires crossed. So
At the point, you're just kind of like, fuck it.
yeah, at that point.
See, my first car had a bunch of problems with it, and I didn't realize it until after the fact. Until after I bought it. And
Which one?
this was the 2002 Sunfire.
Oh, Pontiacs are great. Like Samantha and I had, we had a Pontiac Grand Am, and same deal. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, this thing was... What was weird about it is it was standard. It was a 5-speed standard, but to put it into reverse, it didn't like to do that from time to time. So, like, parking...
Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on.
Okay. So, because parking and getting out of... I'll tell that story when he gets back. That was basically a massive piece of shit, and I'll get to part of it here in a bit. So many things wrong with all the cars that I've gotten. I just don't have any luck with it. Filler. I don't fill things very well. I think that came out wrong. I'm just gonna stop talking for a second. Segues are weird. Actually, let's look through another. Do you believe in an afterlife? I'm gonna get back to that because I do have a rather weird theory on how the afterlife might work. Would you rather be rich and ugly or poor and good looking? I'm already poor and good looking. I don't really have to go too far into that. But if I was rich, I mean, that would solve all my problems, wouldn't it? I mean, probably. What else we got? If you knew you only had a year left to live, what would you do? Anything I could. I don't know, I'd probably... I asked someone else this question, and they said, I would just fuck everything. And I stared at them, and I'm like, that's a very sad way to live the last year of your life. But then I thought about it. Is there any better way to go than, like, just during the act? Like, if you're, like, I don't know, just die there. Sure, it'd be traumatizing for whoever you were with, but, you know, that's just a little bit strange. Sorry. Show us your boobs. Should I show us? Should I? Okay. Yeah. Greg, now I get flagged for nudity on stream. YouTube won't see this. Don't even worry. We're literally just waiting for Mike to get back at this point because reasons. What would you do if you were the opposite sex for a day? I'd just be playing with my tits all day, pretty much. That's the way that would work. And that's actually another question that I've asked women. Like, what would you do if you were a guy for a day? Like, if you woke up and you were a guy, and they said, I would fuck everything. Like, 90% of the time, that's what women have said to me when I've asked them that, or when they were asked that. It's funny, but it's still just one of those things that you I don't quite understand. Would you rather be granted 3 wishes of your choice 10 years from today, or be granted 1 wish today? I'm not going to live to the age of 32, so I would take 1 wish today. If you were to ask me what that wish would be, it would be for 3 more wishes. What's your favorite pizza topping? Pizza flavored pizza topping. I'm so lonely. Mike, where are you? Should I play a song for Mike, the Mike's returning song? I probably shouldn't do that. I don't play guitar very well. What other topics do we have? Would you rather be homeless for a year or in jail for a year? I'd rather be in jail for a year. 3 hots and a cot. I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of homeless people who do try to commit some sort of crime to get into prison for 6 months or so, until the snow or until the cold weather is gone, and they just that's how it works. And unfortunately, there's it's very, very unfortunate that that's how things work. My hometown had a guy that did it every year. He was always in prison just because he couldn't afford to live in the cold. How long does it take for you to get ready in the morning? An hour? If that. Yeah, no, definitely not even that long. I normally just sit around in a towel until I'm ready to get dressed and then fuck off to work because I'm a lazy bastard. It was my favorite childhood memory. My childhood's a very touchy subject. That sounds wrong. It's, yeah, I don't know. I had a good childhood, I guess, except for in school. My school life was absolutely terrible. What would you do differently if you could relive the past year? This last, 18 months have been the worst, so pretty much everything. Why am I doing a speed round? This is awful. What's your favorite thing about winter? Not a goddamn thing. If I could abolish winter entirely, I would. Now, some people say, well, just leave Canada. No, I like it here in Canada. The only negative thing is that it's cold here, 9 months out of the year. Sorry. Yeah, no. But, here on the East Coast, it was, the last winter wasn't too bad. The winter before that, though, was fucking terrible. I had my car stuck in the parking lot at work twice. I walked to work 3 times in a snowstorm because no one else could make it. That type of thing. I'm done. I'm so over winter, and it's just starting here soon. So I'm SOL. Am I an outdoor or an indoor person? I mean, if I have a chance to do things outdoors, I will. But I prefer to stay indoors and just not. Just deal with that. Hey, that sounds like Mike is back.
No, this is the other guy.
This is the other guy. Oh, well, hello, other guy. I've just been awkwardly talking to the camera for the last 5 minutes because I'm an awkward person. I'm a very awkward person.
I'm an awkward person.
I just kept hitting the random questions things and answering them on my own.
Donair Putin. Where do we get Donair Putin in town here? Who makes that shit?
Smokes makes it. Smokes is okay, but no thanks. What's happening?
My sister is just asking me where to get doner poutine.
Smokes is the only place that comes to mind. They are the poutinerie. That's where you get poutine stuff.
Yeah, my boyfriend's from Churro, so if there's anybody who knows doner,
It's him.
I don't want that sucks. And go to Smokes. I like Smokes. If I'm gonna recommend anything, it's gonna be Smokes. I don't care what you say.
Alright. Well,
For poutine, you lower your standards. It's fucking greasy fries and dirty cheese and fucking meat liquid. Liquid meat. You know what I mean? That's what gravy is.
that's what gravy is, yes.
Gravy is meat liquid. If you took stop. No, if you took like a side of beef, right? And you cook it, and then you blend it until it is a drinkable, pourable liquid. What would that be, Alex?
Meat liquid, otherwise known as gravy. That's...
Yeah, gravy is just meat beverage, meat liquid, meat condiment, meatement. Ew.
too much.
You know what I mean, though.
Meat liquid. Okay, we need to start hashtag meat liquid on Twitter.
Hashtag meat liquid. Liquid meat.
Oh my god. No, I'm doing it. Mike.
What?
Where do you come up with these words?
Meat liquid? Those are two very common words that were just kind of put together.
Oh my god. Okay. Turns out gravy is just hashtag meat.
Yeah, no, it's liquid meat, not to be confused with meat liquid, which is coincidentally how the birds and the bees were explained to me.
Or is...
I'm kidding.
Can you go? I was going to say, can you go more into that story? That sounds fascinating.
No, it's not a real story. That's a fake thing that I made up.
I don't believe you.
It is. My parents did not. Oh, fucking meat liquid. Let's teach them wrong. Give them a little bit more credit than that.
Well, turns out other people have thought about using the hashtag meat liquid and liquid meat.
Ew! Were they talking about McDonald's pink slime or?
No, very close though. My buddy Steve and I wanted to sell liquid meat. It comes in a milk container, pour and fry like a pancake. Maybe at burger batter is a better name.
Burger batter? Ew! Fucking burger batter? Are you kidding me, man? Burger batter or liquid meat, that's just gravy. You can fry gravy. You know what you do? Okay, get this. Okay. So, one time at work, one of the guys brought in a slow cooker that he had cooked some roast in. He's like, oh man, we got roast. That'd be awesome. So I took it out, and somebody was like, oh, I wish we had gravy. And I was like, you know what? I can make gravy with the drippings here. Like, it's super easy because you mix some flour and water together, you put it in, you heat it up, and just whisk it around until it thickens up, right? We didn't have flour, but we were in the office, so we had pancake batter, just like dry pancake mix, right?
Sure.
And so I mixed pancake batter with water and then put it into the drippings from the roast and made gravy with that, and it was just like a little bit sweeter, and it was still good, and everybody loved it. You could probably fry that up. So whoever that is, fuck that guy. I made it already. I feel like that's the new hangover food. You basically just drink gravy, or like fry gravy up into pancakes. Oh, and hey, look at that. The third one down for the liquid meat says, if you're eating chicken nuggets, are you really concerned about the realness of the chicken? Hashtag liquid meat. Good.
Huh. Apparently they're also a band.
Liquid Meat? I can see that. They... Alright. I'll listen to it. I
And
guess.
by Liquid Meat, we got each other's backs. This is interesting. I can't play it because I'll get sued, but, you know.
Oh, I'm sure it's not copyrighted. Who copyrighted Liquid Meat, dude?
I mean, ask the record company that took them on, I guess.
Liquid Meat. Smoke 'em live.
Smoke them live?
Smoke 'em.
Smoke them. I don't understand.
Oh, they're... okay. I mean...
Is it exactly what you thought it would be?
It's as good as any band called Liquid Meat would be. Oh my god. Smoke 'em! Smoke 'em! Smoke 'em! Go fuck yourself! Smoke 'em! Yeah, like literally.
I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. Smoke 'em?
That's what the song's called.
Smoke 'em.
Smoke 'em! Smoke 'em! Smoke 'em meat. Liquid meat.
Mike.
Yeah.
Would you rather lose an arm or a leg?
I've often thought about that. No particular reason. Do I want to stop walking and longboarding? Or do I want to stop playing guitar? And working and functioning. I'd rather lose a leg.
Hey, Mike.
I just worked through this.
Hey, Mike. Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Does Bruno Mars is gay is much talked about in the media.
It even has happened in 2012, but some of the public still curious about what is exactly happening, and to be the reason there is a rumor comes out about his gay.
Yep.
He just came out with his bad rumor, which is spread massively. Like, that's heartbreaking.
Does he?
Does he? Does he though?
Does he is heartbreaking?
Does he is heartbreaking? I don't know. Does he is heartbreaking? I mean, the public, especially his fans, are shocked. I mean, that was like.
You ever try to come up with a username and like your last name is so unique that it would be really easy for you to make a username, but you're like, I don't want to use that.
I use my last name like my last name is online for a few different things, specifically Instagram, which is a lot of fun. But other than that, no. I normally don't use my last name for a username because not a fan of my last name. That's just kind of the way it works. How did you come up with your username, though? I guess, I mean, I know...
Which one?
Well, I know you use the albino puncher, like, whatever, it doesn't matter what you put in front of it, but, like, sometimes you use Hagar, sometimes you use Omar, right?
Okay, so Omar was... when I was in the 7th grade, I had never heard the name Omar because I'm from a small sheltered town. And I was in a French textbook, and there was some guy named Omar in there, and I thought it was the best name ever. But when I went to go create a Halo character, I created Omar, and somebody was talking about... somebody was trying to mention one of the members of the band System of a Down, whose name was Shavo, and I think somebody accidentally called him Shavy, and I thought it was funny, and so I just put Omar Shavy, and that was like my Halo 1 Xbox character when I was like 12 years old.
It's like I said, explains it.
Hagar the albino puncher was my Dungeons and Dragons character. Because I wrote a huge fucking backstory about why he punches albinos. I mean, I could explain that if you want.
I mean, some of these D&D stories, I mean, I've only played the once with you as a DM, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, by all means, carry on.
Okay, so, Hagar so our DM basically said everybody always puts the same thing on their backstory, that orcs burn down their village. He said if somebody says that orcs burn down their village, I'm automatically docking, like, whatever points off of your character, and making this hard on you. And I was like, okay, I don't want that. So my village wasn't burnt down by orcs. I was the orcs. That burned down the village. The Hagar's mother was in the village that was raided by orcs and burned down, and she was taken by one of the orcs sexually.
Oh.
and had a half-orc baby. That she was like, ew, this is an ugly baby. Of course it's ugly. It's Hagar. It's a Hagar the half-orc. So she put him in a ditch. So up the road there was a blind blacksmith, and the blind blacksmith found this baby, and because he's blind, he doesn't know that it's ugly, so he's like, I'll take it in. Now, that being said, because he's a blind blacksmith, he fucking sucks at being a blacksmith. So he makes really shitty weapons. So what happens is that there is a clan of albino night elves. Let that sink in for a second.
Okay, carry on.
That are in the forest nearby, and they come out and they steal the shitty weapons that this blind blacksmith makes, and they steal it for, you know, the metals and stuff. And so Hagar's like, oh, I have to protect, you know, my family's blacksmithing business from these albino dark elves, but I don't have any weapons because my dad makes shit weapons, so I have to punch them. So that's how he became Hagar the albino puncher. The rest of the story was that eventually his business went under because he made shitty weapons. So he became an abusive alcoholic. So Hagar got pissed off and he burned down his dad's village.
I love it.
So the half-orc burned down his own village is essentially what my backstory is. So he was Hagar the albino puncher, but as we went through our little quest, everything that he punched, his name got upgraded. So my character sheet had a lot of eraser marks on it. So like he went to, like, I think everything's significant. It went up to like Hagar the wolf puncher, and then the bear puncher, and then I had like goblin puncher because it sounded cool. And then I had champion puncher because we went to some arena and he punched a champion. Basically, our DM kept trying to create regular characters, but he didn't account for, like, I had a really high strength, and I kept using barbarian rage to, like, kill everything. So, like, everything that he had us run into, dragons, bears, this champion of the arena, like, I killed them all in one hit. So it was really hard. But for some reason unexplained in my backstory, so my intelligence was rolled so low that my DM was like, you can't use that because it's below sentience, you're no smarter than a rock. And I was like, but I like all the other numbers, I don't want to give this up. And he said, okay, I'll be lenient with it, I'll let you have all those numbers. He goes, but since your intelligence is so low, I have to give you some sort of a penalty. He said, so you can't speak common, you can only speak Orcish. And there's only one other guy in the party that speaks Orcish, Corey, who, by the way, was consistently stoned and stupid all through our Dungeons & Dragons sessions. So the only way for me to communicate to the party was by talking through Corey, who's an idiot. So, no real explanation why I only spoke Orcish, considering my backstory. I assume that when the blind blacksmith was a drunk, he taught me how to speak, so
But apparently,
Orcish is drunk, I guess.
Orcus is drunk. I love it. So like he's blind, but apparently he can't speak to you for some reason. Maybe he's blind and dumb.
Yeah, he was essentially raised by the Helen Keller of blacksmiths. So, that's my Dungeons and Dragons backstory that I wrote, and that's where Hagar the Albino Puncher comes from.
Did Corey ever piss you off in the campaign?
Yes. We had a drinking contest in the campaign, and I rolled a natural 1. And when I rolled a 1, essentially he said that I lifted up the mead, I smacked myself in the face with the glass, and passed out into the fire in front of me. And I was like, oh damn, like now damage, and this sucks. This is stupid. Stop kicking your mic. And Corey leans over to me and he gives me this shit-eating grin and he goes, "Don't touch the hot mic." And I was like, I looked at our DM Eric and I was like, "Eric, I'm gonna punch Corey." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yep." And like I mentioned before, I punched a lot of things, and
just one shot them.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna punch him. So he's like, roll, and I rolled like a 19. He's like, roll for damage, and I rolled. He's like, oh, you killed Corey, and we're all like, oh fuck, now we have to fucking spend all this time and money resurrecting Corey.
I mean, I really liked our D&D campaign where, I mean, none of us were really rolling high. Archer, I mean, he rolled a 1 on his very first attack, and you're like, all right,
all of them.
I mean, pretty much all of them, yeah, I guess. But like the very first one, you're like, all right, fucking, you draw back your arrow, miss by 30 degrees, and hit the quest NPC in the leg. Greg,
Yeah.
roll.
He killed everybody that we wanted to. Yeah.
Like, even like when we carried the quest NPC to like this cave, and like we're like, well, we're not gonna bring him in the cave because that's dumb. We're just gonna like lay him outside. And like we're in the cave, and
What's
Jeff
his
goes
name?
Midge, yeah. So Jeff's like, all right, well, I wanna try to hit this goblin, and he rolls a 2. He's like, all right, well, you draw your arrow, you release, it somehow bounces off the goblin's helmet and flies out the cave. You hear Midge scream in pain as it hits him in the stomach from the bottom of this cave. So I mean, we had to deal with that too later on. Like just no one can roll properly, and just Jeff was. It's like, oh, there's a bear. I want to pet it. Roll animal handling. Natural 1. You punch the bear in the face. Roll initiative.
Yeah, you gotta fight the bear now because you're an idiot, or you're just bad at luck.
You're bad at like the feat that you took. Yeah, that's great. But yeah, there's just those stupidities. Yeah. Also, yeah. Sorry, this is my beer stein, the one that I'm not going to show you the label for, but it's an amazing piece of glassware.
Piece of glassware.
Piece of glassware. I love it.
So I'm gonna do something that I don't normally do, or that I do maybe a little too much. But I'm gonna go onto Kijiji, and I'm gonna go under community, and I'm gonna go under missed connections.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Mike, I didn't know this was a thing. Missed connections, you said. This is a thing.
Oh no, I'm in Muskoka. I was looking for a cat for my mom, so. Yep.
What's this? I saw the Jeep Liberty guy. It's just a girl with basically her tits hanging out. What the hell is this? To the girl who posted the message about the older guy.
Somebody's trolling this guy.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because that's kind of terrible. Glad I stumbled in there Saturday night. Okay, well, that's not great. I don't understand what's going on.
Woohoo! Younger guy, mature older women. All right. Anyway,
That got scary real quick.
yeah, enough of that.
That's really bad. I guess going back to the original last question, I guess my username was basically I got drunk one night and decided to throw a bunch of characters together, and I got Kairoka, but because I was drunk, I was like rolling my R's really well, and it was like it was, yeah. So long story short, don't drink and create characters.
Or always drink and create characters. I think creating usernames is like the hardest thing you'll ever do.
The hardest thing you'll ever do, like
Two things in life that you never want to do, and that's create a brand new character name that you've never come up with before and outlive your own child.
I was about to say raising a kid would probably be harder than choosing, a username. Wait, if I can barely choose a username, how am I going to choose a name for a kid? Like, do I just use my username for the kid's name? Like, do I just name the kid after my username?
I don't know. We often talk about kids' names just for fun, but the problem is that I always run into like, it's like, oh, I want to. What do you think about this name? And it's always just like, oh, I can't name a child or dog that because I knew somebody like that in elementary school and they were a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, exactly. There's a couple of people there are a couple of names that are like that for me. And I'm thinking, I wouldn't be able to do that. I just see his face and I just want to punch him.
yeah, you'd see your own child's face and you'd be like, oh, Jeffrey. I did not mean to use the name of somebody that we're friends with.
But you did.
No, I didn't actually know. I was trying to think of just a really general name. I knew a guy in elementary school named Jared who used to pick his nose and eat it, and then not only would he just do that openly, but then he would come to me and say, "Do it, it's good," and I'm like, "No," and he's like, "Try it," and I'm like, "Stop it," and you have to, and he would like legitimately like try to push people to like try picking their nose and eating it because it's good, and it's like. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Never mind. What's the next thing that's going to be going on?
Fucking Jared. I've only known two pieces of shit named Jared in my life, Alex. One of them picked his nose and ate it and then preached about it, and the other one ate $5 footlongs and fucked kids, okay?
Okay. What? We're not... Oh, never mind. I understand the Jared now. It took me way too long to realize who you were talking about. That's terribly sad.
Two Jareds.
Two Jareds. I've only met two... I've met two Jareds too, actually.
I've never met Jared Fogle, for the record.
Okay, sorry, yeah, I've never met Jared Fogle, but there's one other Jared that I met. He slept with this girl that was engaged while there was another guy in the same bed.
Okay.
Just a strange situation. Like, he was a nice guy and everything, just really...
I know a guy with a really, really distinctive name, and I'm not going to say what it is because he's probably the only person in the whole city with this name. But I heard that he dropped acid and touched a cat inappropriately. Life is weird.
Life is weird. I mean, then there's our friend Nick who does 12 hits of Molly, and then...
Man, he did like 13 hits of Molly. He was so fucked.
Man, when he did those 14 hits of Molly, he was fucked.
Yeah, and then he got hired by nondescript name, and he went to go work for him on his birthday after, 15 hits of Molly. That guy is a champ. He took down 16 hits of Molly, and he still drove home with us.
Yeah, but like the guy he got hired by could do like 17 hits of Molly, because like...
Yeah, but that's nothing because he did like 18 and he didn't pass out. Anyway,
love you, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've come across some. There's a few people that we've talked about. Just walking around downtown in this town here.
We've met some really good people though in that respect.
I know where you're going with this, and
No. I just mean like just in general, just good, fun people, not just that person, but like everybody that we've met has been a good person. To some extent.
There was there's a girl that we met during a music festival here in town. Really, really strange situation happened. We got along, me and her. She was basically the female version of me.
She was such a great person. I cannot describe it enough to people. She was nice and innocent and interesting and
I let her go.
yeah.
That's what happened. That's just to fill you in on the blank that was there. Then there was. I told Mike about a story. There was this girl that in college.
There's a story of a girl. Sorry.
Story of the girl that she took me home one night from the bar when I was in college, and
What?
yeah, she took me home with her, and she called out another guy's name. For the sake of this, we're gonna say that this guy's name was Jared, and so later on, I found out that. So I left that situation. I'm like, all right, my name's not Jared. I'm gonna leave now. So
Man, fuck Jared. If anybody out there is listening named Jared, fuck you, man.
that's nice.
What percentage of people in the world are named Jared? I'm gonna alienate them right now. Hashtag alienate Jared. I'm putting it on Twitter.
Put it on Twitter. Start the hashtag. So I found out later on who Jared was because Jared moved in with me. He moved in just across the hall. And so one night me and Mike are downtown and I saw Jared. I recognized him, so I don't know what we were talking about, but I turned to this guy. I said, except for this guy, fuck him. He's like, hey, what do you mean fuck me? I'm like, oh, well, you're the guy that this girl, called out, she called out your name. And I dropped her name, and he's like, oh, that didn't happen. And then he ran off into one of the other bars because we're down in the bar district.
Dude, this is sick.
What are you doing?
Look at this. I'm gonna put it in chat.
Oh, okay. What are we gonna describe? I mean, I can throw it up on the screen, probably.
There are 114,907 people in the U.S. with the first name Jared.
That's
with the first name Jared. Hashtag fuck Jared. Hashtag alienate Jared.
Hashtag Creative AC Podcast. I love it. I mean, I don't really have any problem with anyone named Jared. I'm kidding. Who
Just that one guy. Oh, you don't have a problem with anybody named Jared. Say that again.
I don't
say it again.
I don't have a problem with anyone named Jared. Well, okay, I guess I do have a problem with that one guy who likes, $5 footlongs and diddles kids. He's kind of a dick, But yeah.
You make me sick, man.
I make you sick? Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize. My apologies. So, who else have we met downtown?
Stop hitting your mic.
You said there's... So you said that there's many of them that we met downtown, so who are they? Give me...
I don't know. We've met a lot of cool people. There was this really nice guy one time that that we met downtown, and he was going to kick somebody's ass for breaking into his house. Do you remember that guy?
Oh, yes, just some random guy. Yeah, I do remember that. We're walking by.
Yeah, and he was like, hey man, I was like, oh, you're getting really upset. You're gonna fight somebody who broke into your house, and he's like, no, I don't want to get in trouble. And I was like, well, that's probably the good thing to do. He's like, you're good. I like you. And then he shook my hand, but his hand was really dirty, and I shouldn't have done it.
Drunk people are weird.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of terrible. Mike,
Alex.
what's your biggest fear? Have we already gone over this?
My biggest fear?
Sure. Or do you not want to release that information to the world?
It's nothing anybody can inflict on me. I'm scared of me, man. Everybody's always like talking about going on these interpersonal journeys and digging up your subconscious, but I'm always like, ooh, what if I find something I don't like? Like, what if I don't like me? You know what I mean? Like, what if I repress something that I really don't want to dig up?
I mean,
what if I dig into my subconscious and there's another personality in there and I'm like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Jared. And I'm like, ah! Fucking Jared!
you got all meta on me. I mean,
I know. And that's what I didn't want to do. It's just like, oh man, I don't want to find out who I really am on the inside. And spiders. I fucking don't like spiders. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, for me, literally, it's beetles. Like, June bugs. I can't stand beetles.
Man, a June bug flew into my mouth once when I was biking.
That's exactly what happened to me. And guess what? I haven't been able to look at a June bug without, like, shuddering. Yeah. No, like it flew into my mouth. It, like, I, like, chewed it for a second. So, like, yeah, it was like...
So you overpowered something. You showed your dominance and you showed your spot on the food chain to another living creature, and you're like, oh, I'm scared now. Man. I've never been scared of like chickens or cows because I'm like, oh, I eat that. You know what I mean? Like, I eat that all the time. So if there was a beetle and it flew into my mouth and I bit into it and it died, then I'd be like, fuck beetles. Like, I know I'm more powerful than beetles, right? You know what they say? How you can eat something or like to absorb its powers? You did that. You ate a beetle.
Mike, if you did that, if you did that, you would become Hagar, the albino Junebug fucking muncher.
Yeah, the Hagar, the beetle muncher. But
no, man, can't do that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no.
I understand what you mean. I'm like, I shouldn't be afraid of something that I've dominated. I mean, actually, that'd be weird. Ayo. But no, I mean, I can't. Man, they make me. I'm not afraid of anything else. So, like, I mean, not afraid of death. Not afraid of death.
Yeah, but that's too broad. That's too general. I can't think of anything that's like super terrifying.
Well, actually, here's something that kind of goes along with that.
But if there was something that is going to kill you, would you be scared of that? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I'd be like, well, fucking shit, I'm about to get hit by this big ass boulder. But like, I wouldn't be afraid.
Like, yeah. Like,
I'd try to avoid it, but I mean,
okay, I'm not scared of guns. I'm not scared of death. But I am scared of a gun with the trigger pulled and a bullet flying towards my head. Scared of that.
I've been shot at before. I'm not really. I haven't been shot, but I've been shot at before, so I'm not really afraid of that. No.
That's different, man. That's different.
If someone like held a gun up to my face and it's like, "Hey, give me your wallet," I'm like, "Go ahead."
You know what? I'm scared. I'm scared that somebody's gonna hold the gun up to my face and ask me to do something I can't do.
It's like dance.
They're gonna hold the gun up to my face and they'll be like, deconstruct the molecules that create aspirin. And I'll be like, oh fuck! And he'll be like, you have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to deconstruct and figure out aspirin. And I'll be like, fucking, these are gonna be a long 2 minutes, bud. Like, I'm scared of not being capable of something. Something extreme, though. Like,
it's just like, I have somebody say, I'm like, make a child for
like,
me right now.
Move time and space around you. It's like, oh fuck, I'm dead.
That's oh shit, I can't get out of this, man. I just better start writing this letter.
But I mean, like anything else, if somebody like held a gun up to you and they're like, send an email to somebody you love saying you hate them, And it's like, I could do that. It'll be hard, but I'll do it.
Dude, can you turn your hotspot on? I don't have any Wi-Fi here.
Yeah, but if they held the gun up and they were like, I want you to pick up that bus and throw it, I'd be like, oh, fuck. I don't know why you want me to do this, but I can't.
I mean, those are oddly specific moments, though. Like, I mean, those are like oddly specific moments. If someone like pointed a gun at you and said like, I don't know, go ahead and run a mile. I mean, I'd be dead anyway because I can't fucking run. But like,
okay, I could run a mile if it meant that like somebody's not gonna shoot me.
I mean, I'd definitely try. But like,
but like running a mile is something that humans are capable of on the spot without any preconceived knowledge. You don't have to like have a master's in running to run a mile, right? But like, I don't have like.
You don't have the ability to deconstruct the molecules that make up aspirin?
I don't know why I said aspirin. Yo, I want you to make ass. I got a headache. And if you don't fix shit in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna shoot you.
Give me an aspirin, man.
And you're like, oh fuck, I'm like 11 minutes away from a pharmacy. So if you're 11 minutes away from a pharmacy, gun to your head, make aspirin for the guy who's gonna shoot you otherwise. That's my fear. My fear
is not being able to find aspirin when you need it.
Speaking of which, I had this nightmare when I was a kid that I was standing on a road and it was all foggy, and this man walks up to me and I was like, what are you doing? And he took a pair of nail clippers and he clipped my nipples. And I've been so freaked out somebody's gonna clip my nipples off ever since, man.
I've never had a dream that traumatizing.
My mom, I used to have some wicked dreams, and I used to sleepwalk a lot, talk in my sleep. I used to like wake up in places or get up, and anyway, my mom had this nail file when I was a kid. It was all metal and it was very sharp on one end, and I had a subsequent nightmare. Same foggy street, same man walked up. And I was like, he's going to clip my nipples. And he took this thing and he shoved it through my belly button. And my guts started spilling out of my belly button. So ever since, I was in this play in high school, and this guy had a fake plastic sword. And like, we were play fighting, and he poked me in the belly button with it, and I fucking clocked him. I dropped that kid. Yeah. And he was like, whoa. And he was super weirdly understanding. And he's like, what was that for? And I was like, dude, I have this irrational fear of being stabbed through the belly button. And, and he's got like this huge mark on his face. He's like, I'm so sorry.
That's like, so he understood where you were coming from then. That's terrible. It was really cool. But I also think it's because I was like twice the size of him and I fucking knocked him out. But like, it was such a reaction. He poked me and I was like, fuck that. Anyway, so I guess what I'm trying to say is I have a fear of manicure supplies. I mean, if someone ever asks me how that happens, I now have an answer.
How what happened?
How you become fearful of, manicure supplies. Like,
but I use those things. I use like nail files and nail clippers and stuff. But I swear to God, if anybody ever like came at my nipples with like a nail clipper, oh, I might have some flashbacks.
You'd be done. Absolutely done.
Yeah, and it was just weird. I think it was the whole situation. No clue why. I've always hated nails. They freak me out. I bit my nails my whole life. When I was a kid, my mom and sister knew how much I hated nails. They put their fake press-on nails on my pillow once, and I woke up and I like threw up. Like, I just fucking hate fingernails, man. Long nails, they bug me. I've gotten past it a little bit.
That's
like, I can deal with it. I can deal with long nails. It's fine. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the.
Mike, you've slightly terrified me now. I now have an irrational fear of
fingernails,
fingernail clippers that I
Man, think about it. You're hard.
I can't understand a word that you're saying right now. It seems that you've cut out. Have we lost Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there you are.
So, let's say your nipples are hard, right?
Okay, sure. My nipples are hard, Mike.
You lost me at a great moment.
Hold on. Let me get a good visual here. Okay, my nipples are hard.
Still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm doing laundry. Wireless headsets, am I right? No, so... Yeah. So your nipples are hard, right?
My nipples are hard now, yeah.
Now? Okay, so...
I thought this was a demand.
Imagine the absolute horror of those just being clipped off. And it was like fucking hot knife through butter. They were just like, boop! My nipple's gone. And I'm bleeding out of my nipple.
I mean, can you bleed out from your nipples? Is that a thing?
I don't know. But you can certainly clip them off with nail clippers, I promise you that much.
Are you sure, or is that just an irrational fear that you have? Like, is that literally just the... Have you tested this? No, I bet there's something on 4chan about this.
No. Don't make it real.
Don't make it real.
Don't make it real, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I tried to go there. Oh, the chat is asking for my boobs. Should I just get into this again? I'm a tease. All right.
Yeah, you don't have to resort to that, man. But like, yeah, getting your nipples clipped off with nail clippers, getting your belly button stabbed out.
Man, you have some kind of strange fears going on there, man. I think you got to go to some therapy, get some shit figured out. I think that's what you need to do. Okay. Well, it's been about an hour or so. So, what have we learned today, Mike? What have we learned today?
Takeaways. Don't fight a man in the fog with manicure supplies. Don't trust Jared. Fuck Jared. Fuck all 114,000 Jareds in the States. Specifically. Alright, fuck all Jareds. And fuck manicure supplies.
Alright. So I guess that's our takeaway is fuck Jared with manicure supplies in the fog.
Oh my god, what if the guy who did that in my dreams was Jared?
Hashtag fuck Jared. This is the best hashtag that we ever have.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Tall, shadowy figure in the fog, manicure supply. It's fucking Jared.
Jared from Subway. Is it that Jared?
Oh boy, just any Jared, man. Fuck all Jareds. Is there any other fucking Jared Leto? He's weird. Name another Jared. Hashtag name a Jared.
Hashtag fucking... Who's the guy that played the Joker?
The newest one?
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Oh, so that was Jared Leto. Never mind then.
Wow, so there's two Jareds.
There's only two Jareds.
Jared Fogle and Jared Leto.
That's
hashtag two Jareds. And fuck them both.
Fuck both of them. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
I just okay. Well, I think that's all for today, guys. Let's we're gonna call it. And thanks for watching. This has been the Creative Idiocy podcast, I guess. And yeah, have a good night. So now we get to wait until we cut it off, like right about here.
Cut it off. So. Cut it off like a nipple in the fog, bud.
Cut off like a nipple in the fog. That's a way of doing things.